Hey folks, how are y'all doing? Just got home late after meeting with my bandmate Nick Fackler, who is the leader of the band in Dreama. It's his idea, and he's also a filmmaker. He just got back from Nepal, India, working on a documentary about a holy man over there, and we're making plans for the release of the full length. But I thought I'd go ahead and answer these thread questions, since it turns out that I am having time to continue to participate in the vinyl community. I will say that I agree with Mr. Rompert that, yeah, we have a lot of new people on here and it's hard to keep up with all the videos. But I say keep making them, folks, and just share your thoughts. And it's fun to make the videos. Of course, it's great that people watch them, but just make them. When I have the time, I watch as many as I can. So this is Baby's ritual. How do you organize your records? Well, I've gone through several phases in how I organize my records. Years ago, I used to put them in genre, and did that for the longest. But while I was doing that, I also imagined and fantasized about how cool it would be to just see everything alphabetical and to just see everyone together. And so for at least the last 25 years, I've been alphabetically storing them by artist all together. When it's a various artist, if it's something I really knew, and back in the day I did really know all my records, I would file it by its album title alphabetically. But in recent years, my memory is not what it used to be, and so I've started putting various artists under V for various artists. But I love looking over here and seeing everything mixed up. For example, I'm looking down here and I see Sunny Day Real Estate. I see Sun. Oh, it's just Sun. You just say Sun, but Sun with the O. And then there's Sun Rock. And then right over the way, there's the Sound, Stringed Everything Head. Shit, there's my band, Sun Ambulance. I love it. It's like a glad dog in a meat store for me. Even now, after all this time, these are my own records. I just love to look at them and see the variety. It's just amazing. I mean, here I am, I'm looking up here, I see Fat CD, I see Faust. You see him, Flaming Lips, Flower Traveling Band. You see some Hubert Laws, Azar Lawrence, Jimi Hendrix. I love it. That for me, it's a big kick to see everything alphabetized and all these amazing artists just all together. Where do I keep them? Wherever I can. As I showed you in my videos, I'm out of room. I live in a small house. My plans are to buy some new living room furniture and go to one couch as opposed to the sections that you may have noticed in my video. And I'm going to build, yeah, this was built for me. I'm going to have another one built as opposed to going to IKEA, which is nice, but I can't afford IKEA. I'm going to have my friend, this thing is solid as hell. And it's bolted to the, what do you call it in the wall? The beams? Yeah, it's solid. It's part of the house. Where do you shop for records? Everywhere. When I travel, whatever it is I'm doing, the thing I want to do is go shopping for records. So I love looking for records. I do order online. I don't like that, but when I really want something, I'll order it online. I love crate digging, as we call it. I love looking for records. Can do it for hours, not all day. Get a little burned out, but I can do it for hours. And I can think of more than a dozen times where I've gone to a new city or to a new record store and had the time, and I went through the entire store. And the reason why I do that is because of my interest. I find things I'm interested in places they really weren't meant to be, because the people in the store don't know what it is. I still find this to be true all the time. I find new wave and obscure rock records in the world music section, or in the jazz, or in folk, because people have no clue what the hell it is. And I love that, frankly. That way I find the good shit, you know. And how do I open my records? Well, Mr. Hall of Fame showed where he had been shown the record store thing where you rub it back and forth. I had a friend show that to me years ago who worked at a record store. So I did that for a bit, but I only do that a little bit. The way that I like to open records, when they're in shrink wrap, if you notice the mini records that are shrink wrapped, if you look on the back, there is the overlay part where the shrink wrap, you know, and then what you can do is you can just rip it open there. You can just separate it. I don't have anything unopened to show you. If it doesn't have that layer that's usually on the back cover of overlay shrink, where you can just take one corner and just pull it right off, I will look for a corner on the shrink wrap, you know, where corners sometimes stick out a little bit. If I see a good corner that's sticking out, I'll take it, pull it, and it'll just pull right off. I find that safer than like using a sharp instrument. I do that sometimes, but I've had the unfortunate, like you, Mr. Hall of Fame, of ruining something inside as a result of not being careful. So mostly what I like to do is what I just described, those two, taking a corner and just pulling the shrink wrap off, you know, carefully, because again, if you're not careful, you'll end up bending the whole corner, and I've done that. So again, it's just a matter of touching it, looking at it, and seeing. You'll know, I know right away, is this going to come? No. Okay? That's my answer.